Oh, man. All right, let's begin. Welcome, everybody, to the Batman Animated Series Tribute Panel. It's great to be here. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you're enjoying Terrificon. My name is John Suntress. I'm a host of a podcast called Word Balloon, and I'm very honored to be talking to our panel today. We'll start off at the extreme, well, from our perspective, it's the left. The man who voiced Dick Grayson, Robin, and Nightwing, among other roles, Loren Lester. She comes on like a rose, because everybody knows it's our own Poison Ivy. It's Diane Pershing. Woo. And the man that's always ready to interrogate, if they're wearing a cape or a mask, he wants to know the business and stuff. It's Harvey Bullock himself, Robert Costanzo.
Got a problem with that?
Welcome, guys, and truly, isn't it amazing? Did you ever think, and not to date ourselves, but around 30 years ago, the Batman animated series, that we're still talking about it today?
I didn't realize it was that long ago.
It's going to be 30 years next year, 1992.
Yeah. Wow. You were an ingenue, I was a young leading man.
Kidding?
I mean, this was...
You know, barely out of school.
And I was a child actor.
That's right.
Forgive me, of course, at our extreme left, I forgot to acknowledge that sitting on the panel as well is our own Dark Knight, the Batman, ladies and gentlemen.
The Batman.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention him when we went over the different characters, the men who played the Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Shame on me, man. We ignored you, even though you're in your Affleck suit. You look good.
Thank you. I try to keep the shape.
Okay. You're doing better than me, man. So, if we can, let's go down the row. Honestly, when you auditioned for the role, and certainly like Diane, I can't wait to talk to you about some of your other animated roles, because I've been a fan for a very long time, and you've been some incredibly iconic characters. But truly, Diana, let's start with you. Like being Poison Ivy. Can you take us from audition to?
One of my favorite. Life is made up of serendipitous moments where you have no idea that the next thing that happens to you is going to change your life. It's just that simple. And I was hired. Batman wasn't on yet. They were doing the first season. And the episode that introduces Poison Ivy is called Pretty Poison. Is that where I kiss you?
I think so.
Wow.
Anyway,
I think so.
yeah, and I was hired that day to do what they call incidental voices, a secretary, one-line stuff. And what happened, the actress that was supposed to do Poison Ivy, either the producers decided to replace her, or she didn't show up, or whoever, whatever. And our lovely director, Andrea Romano, came over to me and said, "Would you like to audition for this?" And I went, "Sure," because you always say "sure" whenever they say that. And she showed me a picture of Poison Ivy, and I thought to myself, she's sort of a hormonal Tinkerbell.
Good.
If you think
good.
about it.
Good image.
That's what she looked like. And I thought, I can do her. I have my cosmetic voice. I use this voice when I do cosmetic commercials. Okay. Then she said, wait a minute. She's also a PhD, Dr. Pamela Isley. And I went, that voice with a little edge to it so that there's a brain behind it. I auditioned, and I got it.
Yo.
And I did it for 9 years. And it was life-changing. I mean, I'm sitting here. Would I be sitting here if I hadn't done that? Probably not.
That's awesome. And even subsequent to those 9 years, you've done video games.
I've done all kinds of things,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, I'm a working voiceover actor.
Absolutely.
That's what I am.
Well,
and I've made my living, and thank you.
And an authoress. She's quite a writer.
yeah.
Yes, you are.
Really?
And a singer. But
And a singer.
Wow.
And a heck of an engineer,
I have
as they say.
I've had a varied history, career. I've never been bored, and it's been a lovely life. So there.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about a few of your other roles when we get back to you. But first, Loren, you were there from the beginning, right?
Yes, the pilot was recorded with Robin, and it was actually a different cast. It was a different...
Really?
Yeah, it was a different Joker.
It was played by Tim Curry, who actually went on to do, I think, 8 episodes, and then they changed his voice. They revoiced him with Mark Hamill. And Alfred was Clive Reville.
Wow.
And he actually went on to do a few episodes, but then he was replaced as well. So they did the pilot, and then I didn't hear from them for a while. I think they did 14, 15 episodes, and I thought I'd gotten fired or something. It wasn't the case. They just were going to introduce Robin later. So, yeah.
Oh, there was no other Robin, that's right.
No. There was no other Robin, but they didn't have Robin in the first 15 episodes. So anyway, and I auditioned for it, just like every other job that I have auditioned for. And Diane and I had a history leading up to that. We were in a series called Defenders of the Earth. Thank you.
Lauren, who are you in Defenders of the Earth?
I was Rick Gordon, the son of Flash Gordon.
Son of Flash Gordon, fantastic.
wow.
And Diane was the sexy computer voice.
Well, but also, am I right, Diane?
Yes.
Please tell everybody.
Isn't that the dead wife? of-
Yeah.
Yes.
Dale Arden. Right?
Yeah.
Dale. I mean, and again, you go back to the first Filmation.
Oh,
Flash Gordon
in
series.
Filmation. I did Dale Arden in Flash Gordon.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I did Isis in.
Yes. Yeah, man. Here's
Nicosa. And also I did Pearl Pureheart in the Mighty Mouse cartoon.
very true.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
So when I got the job and I saw Diane there, it was very exciting. But I just thought, oh, this is going to be another nice, gig, because I'd done Defenders of the Earth and G.I. Joe. I thought, oh, what another nice gig, and had no idea, like you said, 30 years later, we'd be talking about it. It's amazing, really amazing.
It was a groundbreaking show. It's that
Yep.
simple.
It really
Absolutely.
was.
Yeah, it really was.
So, Bob, tell us how you got in.
Oh, wow. With me, so I usually was doing much on-camera work, and then I started to move into the field of animation, and I'm trying to remember the sort of chronology, the sequence, but the two really main ones I got was, of course, Bullock, and then Philoctetes, which my dear friend Danny DeVito, thank you, decided not to reprise his role in the animated series. For
Hercules, yeah.
For Hercules. And then I went in just to read for Andrea, and she said she liked me right away, but she did bring me back. And she said, Bobby, this role was made for you. And I said, good, I'm tired of doing, Olivier kind of impressions as Sir John Gielgud.
Shakespeare.
And there I am, look, Diane looks a little bit, but not completely like Poison Ivy. I completely look like Bullock, of course. Bullock is actually classier than most of the guys I play on camera. So I had to sort of, Cary Grant myself up a bit. No, but it was a great fun. And one of the wonderful things about it is we approached it as we had Edward Asner, Ron Perlman, and really wonderful actors, with gravitas who would come in, and Andrea approached it like it was a film or theater, and I think the results show it. I think it's the noir look of that Bob did with the reprising the whole look of the comic back from the 30s. And then what we brought to it, and I guess we didn't know how good it was going to be.
We had no idea.
And we had no idea, and thank goodness it's been a wonderful experience. And from there, I did other animated characters, the most bizarre of which no actor can ever make this claim, my weirdest job ever. Are there any children here? I played the voice of Katie Holmes's vagina once. That's the truth. My agent called me and said, Seth MacFarlane wants you to come in and do Katie. You saw that episode? No, I don't think they ever showed it.
Gee, I wonder why.
No, see, I wonder why. Because I walked into the booth and I said to Seth, how do I prepare for this? Being a method guy, which side of the labia do we do? And, no, anyway.
Sorry, well, Doctor,
so the whole idea was that Tom was not too romantically involved with her, and they were at a dinner, and I was the voice down below screaming, "Yo, when are you going to pay me a visit over here?" Anyway, my chance of doing Othello at the Old Vic ended after that, but. No, that was fun.
So wait a minute, her vagina was from Brooklyn?
She was from the Midwest.
Yeah, I'm from there. But anyway, I love the whole animated world, and this Batman thing has taken on a life of its own.
It
and
really
I
has.
think we're doing another. When are we doing that? Mid-September, I
Well,
believe?
you are. I have a family wedding. I can't be there.
Oh, where are you going to No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Well, you could call it in, right?
No.
Okay.
Where are you going to
But-
be? Mid-September. No, I mean,
9/11.
Robert.
I'll be at the Batman thing, I guess.
Oh, but yeah, where's it? Where's this?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's going to be in Ontario, Canada. Have you heard about this?
No, it's Ontario near L.A.
Oh, Ontario. Oh, did I say Canada? I
Yeah.
meant near L.A. Oh.
Well, there
I'm
are-
geographically
Ontario-
hopeless here.
Different
You're right,
Ontario.
Ontario.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, I did Ontario
Right.
a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Anyway, thanks to all of you for coming. This is terrific, and
Yeah, we hope there's.
fire away.
Yeah, we hope there's questions. Obviously, we've got the microphone up here,
We
but
do
I
want questions.
I still have more questions now. Lateraling from Robert's experience with Seth MacFarlane, Loren, I noticed among your credits you did an Orville episode.
Yeah, that was one of my most enjoyable experiences on all of television. He is just an amazing guy. He is a Renaissance man. He's a writer. He's a director. He's an actor.
He's a genius.
He's a genius. And on the set, he'd be looking at his lines or running his lines in his scene with me, whatever he was doing, and they would bring him like these pictures, not pictures, but these models of sets for the next week's episode.
Sure.
What do you think? Yeah, that's okay. Let's just move that over there. Okay, back to the lines. And then he would be off in the writer's room and writing. Really amazing, and a really, really terrific, decent person too.
like the Orson Welles of our time,
Yes,
in a way, right?
very
I mean,
very much
just a Renaissance, multi-talented.
And have you ever heard him sing? He
Oh
sings
my
like
God,
Sinatra.
yes.
He's amazing.
Yeah, really does great with the Great American Songbook, and he finds these great obscure Jimmy Van Heusen,
Yeah.
Jules Stein, or not Jules Stein, name the great songwriters and stuff. Things like throwaway songs from like a Bob Hope and Bing Crosby Road Picture, and he does them, as you said, as flawlessly
And he weaves
as
them right
Sinatra.
into the, it's-
Amazing. No, I'm with you. Well, and also, Loren, among your other DC Universe roles, I see that you played Man-Bat.
Yes, that was for a video game.
That's cool.
Yeah, Arkham Asylum, I think, one of them.
And also Green Lantern, Hal Jordan.
Yeah, that's right. That was for Batman: Brave and the Bold.
Excellent. Very cool. Another really good series.
But both of those series was pretty funny when they said they were bringing him in for the video game or Batman: Brave and the Bold. I thought, oh, I'm going to be Nightwing, and no, I was Man-Bat, and then they brought me in for Green Lantern, which was Andrea's idea.
They
which was wonderful.
appreciated your versatility, my
well,
dear.
thank
you. Right.
Well,
Thank you very
yes.
No question. And also, I loved, Loren, I'll stick with you for a second, because I also love the fact that when you started as Dick Grayson, it was a more mature Robin that eventually became Nightwing.
Right, and then he became even more mature when he became Nightwing, which was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
They started him in college age, and then he became his own man. He became his own hero. Yeah.
No, very, very cool. Diane, great roles, like you mentioned. ISIS. And isn't it a shame that now when you say ISIS, everybody thinks of the terrorist group? But truly, I mean, in the 70s, this was a great creation and really is one of the iconic female heroes of the DC universe.
And because it was in the 70s,
Sorry.
said, pausing to
Yeah,
clear
sorry.
her throat, I have almost no memory of doing it.
Is that true? Really? I mean, and I understand that was obviously a lot
I'm
of roles.
serious.
That's
I did.
fine.
Wow.
I mean, when you've had a career that's lasted as long as I have, you don't remember everything you've done. I vaguely remember.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Was I on a horse for that?
I don't remember a horse. I know you flew.
I
and
flew.
I know that.
And also Filmation in those days, back in the 70s, you went from one to the other, to the other, to the other. You did a lead in this and a voice in this and a this and that. And I did a whole bunch of them. And people say, how was it doing this and that? And I say, I have no idea.
I understand.
Because, I mean, I do remember doing Poison Ivy.
That's cool, and we can get back to Poison Ivy because
And I
obviously
do remember many things since then, but You know, guys,
How
40
about-
years ago.
How about Dale Arden?
I loved doing Dale.
Because I even remember when the series premiered, it was they showed it as a movie of the
Yes,
week.
they did. Yeah,
I
they
mean, it
did.
was on NBC. Everybody.
It was so cool.
You know, yeah, and it was like a big deal. And again, the one thing about Filmation gets a knock on its animation comparatively to the animated series,
Right.
the Batman series. But I think their strength was always their scripts.
Their scripts and the fact that there was a coterie of really good voice actors that
Yes.
they used all the time. We all did everything, you know, for years, and it was such a joy to work for them. And they're both gone now, both the guys.
Yeah, Lou Scheimer and Bob.
No.
Not Bob. Prescott. Norm Prescott.
Wow.
Thank
There you
you.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
came to
know,
play.
you-
Bob, I came to play today.
You are-
I'm
you
not
are-
messing around.
You know, you are
I'm
the
impressed.
man.
I'm
You are the
impressed.
man.
I'm not. No Wikipedia for me.
I
know
see
this
that.
stuff.
You don't
know.
need.
He knows
You
his
don't need
stuff.
crib sheets.
I got my crib sheets.
I know that.
Don't kid yourself. Absolutely. But no, honestly, and also I loved how on the Flash Gordon series that it was episodic, the way that the old Buster Crabbe cliffhangers
Yes.
were.
Oh, those were great.
And I mean, truly, I mean, it's a tremendous show. It's available on DVD. I absolutely, if you've never seen Flash Gordon, it is a fantastic representation of
It's
the original
not the
stories.
best animation, though.
No.
But it's fun.
It's fun and it's good acting, truly, and good writing, honestly. So there you go. So Bob, among your fine iconic roles, we've mentioned animation, but of course on camera, so many great things. And tell me about your relationship with Billy Crystal, because you've done several movies with Billy.
Yeah.
How did it start? And
It
how
started.
did it foster?
It started playing softball when I came out here in the late '70s. We all were, you know, a lot of New York guys, a lot of frustrated athletes who became actors because they couldn't hit the curve, and you know, and so let's try acting. And among the guys playing ball, we'd all meet at Fairfax High School with Billy. Adam Arkin, Jeff Goldblum, all these guys. And as a matter of fact, I used to say the better the actor, the worse ball player they were. It was almost a true direct proportion. But anyway, Billy played, and then we all started playing in the Broadway Show League, and Billy and I hung out, and we started talking about the Yankees and trivia, and he started putting me in stuff, and wonderful relationship. We did about 4 or 5 things together. As a matter of fact, one of them, Forget Paris, I had one line. I said, Billy, he says, don't worry, Bobby, I'll expand it. And I go, yeah, we've heard that song before. But he did, to his, you know, because I trusted him, and he made it into a really lovely little arc and all. So, yeah, so it was playing ball and, you know, arguing about, the Yanks and the Dodgers back in the day. And Billy's quite a ball player. Billy's a really good ball player.
I was literally watching him and Conan O'Brien at Yankee Stadium from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
At doing batting practice and everything. It was pretty
Billy
cool.
can play ball. As a matter of fact, I remember with the Yankees, he played in an exhibition game once. Yeah, no, he's good. So that's how that started, and we've worked a good year together.
Your most iconic role, I would say, is bring your dad to class. You know, kind of a show and tell scene in City Slickers. And Billy's waiting to speak, and Bob steps up. Do you guys know the movie I'm talking about? Anybody? Very good. Okay, I see some.
It's a lovely scene. It starts at the crack of my butt and moves out, and it's just. Oh gosh.
But
anyway,
he's telling a great story that if you're a comic book fan, you immediately think of the Incredible Hulk. Because as Bob says, when you're in stress and you suddenly find yourself with superhuman strength.
Yeah, and Billy, of course, is sort of not doing well with his own kid, and all his marriage is kind of splintering, and he comes there, and he's got to follow this big, noisy, dramatic, crazy, over-the-top Italian, and Billy's sitting there. It was funny, and it became kind of, like you said, iconic. I once was trying to get to the theater in New York. This is a true story, and we were like late, and all of a sudden this cop car pulls up. Actually, cab pulls up. I'm sorry. They were undercover cops, and the guy goes, "Where you going, Mr. Costanzo?" And I go, "The theater, but I don't know if I'm going to get there." "Get in." He said, "If you do your monologue for me, I'll get you there on time." And I had to try to, like you say, sometimes, but that one is still ingrained in my brain. So I was able to do it and get to the theater. And my friend Claire, who's this kind of classy uptown woman. She passed away a couple of years ago. She was like my wife and I's. She was like our friend from the round table, very sophisticated. Claire goes, Robert, I am really impressed with you now. You did it. How did you do that? She thought I was kind of she wondered why my wife married me, and she said, wow, Bobby got us to the theater on time. Wow.
Loren, I wanted to acknowledge a couple on-camera things besides the Orville. You were on, and now I'm blanking, Punisher, damn it, HBO, Hung.
Yes. You talk about the actor who played Punisher.
Yeah, the lead.
Yeah.
The lead, yeah. Shame on Tom Jane.
Yep.
So, yeah, really funny HBO series.
Oh, yeah, with Thomas?
Yeah.
We did 61 with Billy, with Thomas. He played Mickey
Right,
Mantle.
he was Mickey Mantle. I forgot you guys had that in common. That's
You're
right. And Robert was Toots Shore in 61.
Right. So
right.
you did a series?
I did a series with him called Hung on HBO.
Hung, right.
Lasted 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
Yeah, it was a very funny show, and I was surprised that it didn't go beyond 3 seasons. Everybody was. But I think at the time, HBO, they had their launch night, I think it was Sunday.
Yes, it is.
Right.
And they said, we've got to launch a new show, and so they, kicked it
Wow.
off. Yeah.
Is everybody watching The White Lotus?
Oh, it's so good.
Have you not HBO, you guys? The White Lotus?
So
yes. Oh
good.
my
Hypnotic.
Oh,
God.
I got to watch that. I didn't know about
Yeah, I haven't watched
So
it
great.
either.
Gotta watch it.
What is
Good to know.
HBO also?
HBO Max.
Oh,
Good
Max.
to know.
Yeah.
You
Just
know-
sorry, thought I'd say that.
Another great HBO Max show. I'll even throw it out there. Hacks.
Oh.
with,
Oh, I hear it's great with
Jean
Jean Smart. Yeah.
With Jean
Man,
Smart,
she is
yes.
so good. She could do anything.
Anything.
Yeah,
she really can.
She's
yeah.
the best.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with
Are
that. So,
we
yeah.
talking about people too old for some of you or most of you to
No, no.
identify with?
And truly, folks, if you have questions, I mean, again, the microphone's there. I mean, I'm happy to talk to everybody. We got plenty. Batman, if you have questions, I don't know. You seem to know all though, so I can appreciate you just contemplating.
Batman
your
is
own
just
ideas.
being silent and
I understand.
sexy and.
Practicing his breathing.
I just want to say I'm enjoying your questions because these are not the usual questions that we get.
Oh,
about.
thank you.
Yeah.
So I
Not
appreciate
even
that.
close. Thank you.
I did a podcast with you. I had a great time.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Really, Bob.
man.
Thank you very much. Honestly, no, I think we all want to hear stories about making the animated series, but by the same token, like you guys said, you guys have very wide careers, and let's talk about these other projects. Absolutely. So, and again, man, like you said, Loren, Hung was a great series. Very timely, too, because Thomas Jane gets downsized, doesn't know what to do, becomes a male prostitute. Okay?
That's a curious word he used for Hung, downsized. Was that intentional? Okay.
You're faster than I am, man. That's very good.
Okay.
But no, absolutely. Let's see. Oh, and Diane,
Yes.
again, another series that's currently in the news is the new version of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe that Kevin Smith has done, but you've got a history in that universe on the She-Ra series.
I do.
Yes, you do. You were, according to, you were a character called Natosa, maybe?
Natosa.
Tell me about
Now she's
Natosa.
got it.
I could never be hired for Natosa today because I am the wrong color, the wrong skin color. This is
Oh,
true.
wow. I didn't realize.
She's a beautiful black island woman. So I got to do a black island woman.
Sure.
And it was wonderful, much fun, but now I would not be getting that job. But I did have a lovely time. We love, as actors, especially voice actors, to be asked to do accents.
Yeah.
Sure.
And different ages and different pitches in our voices or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So we love to be challenged. And when they said, you can do her, you can do an Islander, I said, sure. But I did.
Well, that's a funny thing with accents now, because for years, every imaginable British, Australian accent was really up for grabs if you did it really well, and some of us do it really well and really authentically. And then there became this trend of we only want authentic British people.
right.
So that was gone. But then they turn around, and every American Southern character is now British.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So,
I know. So you figure it out. Yeah.
Andrew Lincoln,
Oh,
Walking
and
Dead.
now I'm hearing, and this is the absolute truth, we may be taking PC a little too far, just my opinion. If you're going to play a gay character, you need to be gay.
Yeah. Well, again.
It's like, no, but I mean, it's like you're an actor.
That's right.
Right.
An actor acts. acts, does people other than themselves.
That's right.
And I'm not saying I don't have all the compassion in the world for everything that every underdog has ever been through, but actors act. It's just a very hard line, and
Yeah.
you don't know which way, but sometimes it feels like they overstep it. That's just my opinion.
I love there's a couple of guys from the Walking Dead here, and I've gotten to know quite a number of the cast through these Comic-Cons, and I just love going up to them and talking to them. They say, "Oh yes, you watched the show? Oh, thank you very much."
Exactly. No, you're right, man. No, yeah, Andrew Lincoln. Very, very heavy British
Yep.
accent playing on,
Oh, my.
But he does a great job with it, yeah.
Sure. No, and you're right about that. And again, I mean, I respect that. You know, I had Bernie Capel on my podcast about 2 years ago, and Bernie, Doc from The Love Boat, everybody, and Siegfried from Get Smart, and he broke into acting playing Hispanic roles, and he, just like Diane said, it's like, listen, I get it, I understand today's circumstances and the appreciation. I would never even consider doing that, but for the longest time, he would get cast as Hispanics because that was the first role that he broke in with.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the voice area, because
Right.
obviously on screen, even if you do a brilliant, Southern black man, you can't be that guy on
No.
screen. We understand.
Sure.
But with voices, you should have that, flexibility, you would think.
Well, June Foray and Mel Blanc, I mean, they did every dialect under the sun, and
Yeah.
they're
That
iconic.
was then, and this is
Yeah.
now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you?
This is the new reality.
Did you all have the opportunity to work with people like Mel Blanc and June Foray in your?
I worked with June Foray, yeah.
Tell me about it, Lauren.
We did the Sylvester and Tweety show.
Oh.
Which was, I guess, was a spin-off or later. And Andrea, again, thank you, Andrea. She cast me in that, and I played a very uptight art critic or something like that, I think. But I got to work with June Foray.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I met her.
Really?
Through friends, but
Wow.
I never worked with her, no.
Honestly,
Lovely woman.
and yeah, we have a question, please,
Yeah.
sir.
Hello. You mentioned some of the guest actors on the Batman animated series. Did you each have a particular guest actor that you enjoyed working with the most, or any that you didn't enjoy working with?
We would
wouldn't
not
probably
tell you if
those.
that was the one. Can I just say that we did Batman, microphones in an arc.
That's
Right.
great.
Everybody in one room, you cannot do that today. Everything is just piecemeal today from wherever they're landing.
Right, right.
But now, that was like a radio show. Everyone, all the actors showed up. We were in an arc, we were facing each other. My position was, on my left was Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., who
Alfred.
played
Wow.
Alfred, and on my right was Mark Hamill. And excuse me, it just doesn't get any better than that. That's my story.
That's
Yeah.
excellent.
Well,
Yeah, I love working with Mark. He would stand up all the time, as you know,
Hysterical.
and use a lot of physicality for his
Yes.
role. And
Yes.
it wasn't like, oh my God, this guy's a diva. No, when you bring it, that's okay. Christian Bale brings it. He's always the way he is on the set. You can't break character, but you know what? Stare up on the screen. God bless him. Do whatever you want. That's how I feel, anyway.
Well, a lot of the people, because I wouldn't know who was in the cast
That's
till I
right.
got there.
Yeah.
And so I would walk into the room and there would be Roddy McDowell.
Wow.
And it would just blow my mind.
Ed Asner.
Yeah.
Ed-
Oh,
Artie
wonderful.
Johnson,
Yeah.
yeah, did one. Yeah.
I honestly, and you're right, I wouldn't say anything if I did have any trouble, but everybody was wonderful and happy, and, it was very alive and just lovely.
Especially
It was-
voiceovers. I have noticed that voiceover people, I'm going to be getting in trouble. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to say it anyway. Are, on the whole, nicer, less narcissistic people
Yeah.
than people that make their living with their faces.
Sure.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I would have to say that. Thank you.
Great question.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank
great
you.
question.
Excellent. Yeah, come on up, man. Very cool. Yeah, please, people, don't be shy. I mean, obviously, you'll want to keep your social distance, but no, we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to ask something. Please, sir.
Hello. I just wanted to ask, because I've listened to a lot of interviews about the show, and I heard there were 2 potential spin-offs at one point, sometime around 4, where Catwoman almost got one, and Nightwing almost got one.
Ooh.
And in today's age, since Batman and Harley Quinn happened and Justice League Fatal 5 happened, Warner Brothers has shown they're not done with this universe yet. So if something like that did occur today, is there a villain that you would have or would like to see Nightwing go up against, and how that would have gone?
Wow, what a great question.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, though.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Lauren, have you like delve into beyond the scripts that you got, which were great, but the history and everything and
Well,
what
yeah,
it's-
over the years, actually, the fans, thank you, have educated me about the universe, and so I have, of course, I didn't know anything about it when I was doing the character, but I have looked into it since, and boy, I just can't think of that. I know who should play Nightwing, but it's okay.
Subtle.
That's cool.
Very
and,
subtle.
And also, Diane, Ivy and Harley Quinn are inseparable now. And I know you did a Gotham Girls thing.
We did a wonderful Gotham Girls, it's called, and it was only on the internet.
There you go. Yeah.
And Arlene Sorkin, who played the original
Oh, right.
Harley Quinn, is a very dear friend of mine. Not before the show, we became friends there. And we used to get together and do these little things back and forth and had the best time improvising and doing fun stuff. So it went on after the series, after I was no longer doing the series anyway. No, actually, I was still doing the series, yeah. And but what they are now is different. And I have not really kept up with the current iteration, I have to be honest, because it doesn't involve me. Oh, God, I just said we were.
You're honest.
No, no.
But it's true. So I don't know, but I know they've sort of made little innuendos and stuff, which is fine.
Oh no, they've gotten very blatant. There's a
Oh, have
relation.
they?
There's a relationship
Okay, there's a
between Harley and
relationship.
Ivy
There
now.
more
Yeah.
power to them, honey.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's no. It's a nice evolution.
Right. Yeah.
It acknowledges the community in a great way,
Yeah.
and if anything, it just gives both characters more interesting things to do.
Exactly, absolutely.
So yeah,
Thank you.
great question, man. Well done.
Yeah.
Please come on up.
Come
Yeah,
on up and
I'm,
lead.
I'm interested as they're walking up. Have you guys had an opportunity to do much audio drama now that
Yes.
that has become more of a thing?
I wish I did. No, I haven't. You probably.
Yeah.
Lauren, yeah. You want to name check any shows that you've done?
Well, I've done books on tape.
Okay,
so,
sure.
So
That's
that's,
what it is,
that's
yeah.
which it's not books on tape anymore, is it? Audiobooks. Yeah. So
Recorded books.
recorded books. So that's. But you mean it actually like a radio show?
Yeah, a dramatization like old radio.
Oh,
Sure.
like the old, yeah.
Not yet?
No, I haven't way in the past, but I'm trying to think of
Yeah, I've
lately.
done it in the
Okay.
I
past,
think I
too.
did something, and again, it's hazy to me, but yeah. Oh,
Well-
that's what you meant, rather like the old days of
Yeah,
radio.
you know, because they really, I mean, because of podcasting.
That'll come back again.
Oh, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of really great audio
Yeah.
drama happening now, and I'm an old radio nerd, so I love it. And
We
yeah,
have
I
to
would
get our
also-
agents on that right
Yeah,
away.
man, absolutely.
Okay.
Susan Eisenberg, my friend, who plays Wonder Woman on the Justice League cartoons.
Okay.
They revised a great mystery anthology called Suspense. And rewrote a lot of the original stories and kind of modernized them, and she had
great.
done several episodes of that.
How great.
So, yeah.
Okay.
There you go. I'm looking out for you guys. Please, miss, what do you got?
It's a Nightwing theme. I love it.
Thank you, Mr. Lester. If Nightwing had the animated series, are you gonna voice the character?
Well, right now, Bruce Timm, who created Batman the Animated Series, and J.J. Abrams are doing a new Batman series. And none of us know if it's going to be in the universe of Batman the Animated Series or it's going to be completely out in left field and go in a different direction. So we don't know. We haven't been told anything about it. We all hope that we're going to be doing it again,
I
but
hope
who
so.
knows?
Yeah, I would love
And it
to.
really
yeah.
has been 30 years, so it's very possible that they'll recast everything.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of.
But the fans, as I'm sure you all know, really do want the
want the
voices that we grew up with.
So
Absolutely.
you guys have to do
You
something.
know, absolutely. I would get everyone supporting. So, yeah, and truly talking to
Send in those
Susan.
cards and letters, yeah.
Damn straight, absolutely.
Right,
But yeah, it's like
right,
Susan
Paul.
keeps me in the loop on those things. And also it seems like, and again, with no obligation meant, and I'm an outsider as well, but it sounds like Bruce Timm in particular, when he is in charge again of some animated project, does call on the old voices. Sometimes when they've had newer people who do great productions, a good friend of mine, James Tucker, had just wrapped up doing 8 years of DC animated movies. He's like, well, I kind of want to put my own stamp on it, so I've got my own group of actors that I go to, and nobody will blame him. But like someone said, one of the earlier questions about the Justice League and the Fatal Five, they cast George from the series, who's here this weekend, and they cast Susan and Kevin to be Batman and everything, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of what everybody wants.
Well, Kevin probably has the job for life.
It sounds like he kind of has first refusal.
He's so deeply identified.
He's really, he put a stamp on that. Yeah.
Well, that's really true, and he's the best at it. But there have been times when they have not cast him, and it's really befuddling to everybody. I mean, Kevin, not just Kevin, but all of us. We're like, you mean you got somebody who sounds like Kevin, and you didn't get Kevin? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I would hope that this new series, Bruce Timm's, will at least have Kevin in it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Come on.
I
Thank
agree
you.
with
No,
that.
totally.
The Abrams series?
I have one more question.
Is that going to happen? Well, you just said we're not sure.
No,
You know
you're
what's
good.
happening. but
I
we
can
don't know
still
what
do.
it's about.
We don't know if we're...
Hey, what
One
it
more?
sounds- I mean, what sounds like if you're Dick Grayson as Batman? What do you sound like?
Oh, have you? Yeah, Lauren, there have been times where Dick has had to assume the role of Batman. Batman's well aware of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I
But-
think as you know in the comic books, Nightwing becomes Batman. So if I was to do that iteration of Dick Grayson, I would definitely be in the Kevin Conroy universe. Absolutely.
Would you be able to give us a version of your Batman?
Yeah, do it!
Oh, Andrea.
Good one.
That's an inside thing, yeah.
They all got it. They all know.
They got it, they know
That's
it.
excellent.
These are real fans. They all know.
Okay.
Good questions. Well done.
They know all that stuff, wow.
How you doing, sir?
Good. I just want to ask the question that with the brilliance of Bruce Timm and Paul Dini in the Art Deco style and Alan Burnett being on the show, out of all those people involved, who do you think was the heart and soul, and why do you think it resonates for 30 years now?
Ooh.
Oh, I have no. They were all so
Yeah, I don't know,
damn
maybe-
good at what they did.
Lauren might know better. What do you-
No, I think you had the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost right there. That
Yeah.
you named because
You
they
just,
really.
Well, and Andrea too.
But I can tell you with Alan in particular, as far as the scripts were concerned, he was really meticulous and really wanted to get to an honest filmic feature film kind of feel to it. So as far as the scripts were concerned, I think Alan was the father of that, and Bruce was the father of the look of the show, and I think they all had their incredible
But
contribution.
Paul Dini did a lot of great stuff on there
Yeah.
too. He created Harley Quinn.
Right.
I mean, he just. It's really too hard to edit.
Yeah,
And we're not playing
That's
nice.
not a cop-out either.
Yeah.
She's right, yeah. I mean, like Jim Brooks was the guy on some of the shows like The Simpsons, but then it gets delegated and other people, but I think it's really a three-prong in this,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, and beyond the animated stuff, look at the comic book stuff that both Alan and Paul have done.
Yeah.
And everything Bruce does is amazing. So yeah, I mean you really have like three wizards there, and I would throw Andrea in there as well because
Walker also.
yeah, beyond her animation, I don't know if you guys know, there's a public radio show called LA Theater Works. And I want to say, I believe she was involved with that as well. And I know talking to her and talking to the various actors beyond our panel, they're all like, no, Andrea really wanted that dramatic, realistic acting. That's what she was going for.
Absolutely.
And it's that combination of visual and audio and script that really made it what it was.
Absolutely.
sure.
Great question.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
I just wanted to say Mask of Phantasm is still fantastic.
Completely agree.
The scene where Alfred is looking at him and he's seeing the horrifying vision of the child that he used to put his shoes on evolve into this creature of vengeance now is just pure perfection.
Yeah. Did you anyone get to see it when it was in the theater? I did. A couple people. All right, great. God, I got to tell you, and I'm sure the people that saw it as well, what an experience seeing that on the big screen. And also, my God, even the closing credits had this beautiful song by this great R&B singer, Saida Garrett. And I'm like, this is a real movie. I mean, and I know we're all used to animated movies being on the big screen. But, back in the early 90s when it came out, it really was like, this is something special. And, yeah, they took what they were doing on the TV and put it on the big screen. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so, please, how you doing?
Good. So a question for all of you guys is, what was your favorite episode of the series? Like to work on or just in general?
Good question. Very good.
Me first?
First.
Me first?
Ladies first.
Yeah, by all means.
Okay. Well, I have to be honest. I have to pick one that I did.
Yeah.
And there are other fine episodes, but this particular one, the writers told me that they wanted to honor the fact that I had such, depth as an actress. Bragging. And so they gave me Home and Garden.
Yep.
Home and Garden.
Yep.
Which gave me, as my character, the chance to not be only evil Poison Ivy, but a mom and a wife and a mother. And in fact, the ending is kind of difficult because even though she discovers they're all plants, Batman discovers they're all plants and stuff like that, and she's hauled away to some asylum somewhere, I had a chance as an actor to really go through a lot more colors than usual. So that's my answer.
Yeah, mine would be a Bullet for Bullock.
Oh, yeah.
That one was fun. I got to see where he lived. I didn't think he lived in a penthouse somewhere, but he was even more slovenly than I thought. And he also, Batman helps him, I believe, somewhere in there, and he grudgingly gives Batman some props or something, and then turns into hating him again. That was fun. And also, because generally I would show up, and even though they gave me great lines, they were mostly along, Batman's a wuss, he doesn't know what he's doing, we need a real cop here and all, and Gordon trying to calm me down a little, but that was, that would come to mind.
Lauren?
For me, it's Old Wounds, because I got to play Robin and Nightwing in the same, they showed Robin in the flashback. Wow. But there's one other episode that I'm very fond of, too, If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? Because
I remember that one.
It's the first time that Robin, they wrote it so that Robin helps solve the crime. Up until then, it was like, what are we going to do, Batman?
Sure.
And in this one, he figures it out, and Batman says, very clever, Robin, or whatever he says.
Now another favorite is Almost Got Him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yes.
awesome.
Yeah, because we villains all got to work
We were all in
together
it.
that day. We never knew each other because we would come in, we'd be villain of the week. That person would show up to be the villain.
Was I in that? I don't even know. Oh, okay.
No.
Oh.
Was Harvey in there?
I think it was just the villains
It was
talking.
just- Oh, the
right?
villain. Oh, okay, sure.
And they were all talking about how they almost
Almost
got
got him.
Batman, but they didn't. Yeah, no, and that was
That
really
was funny.
fun.
That was really clever. I remember that one,
Yeah.
That was so
Yeah, well,
funny.
We said the right one, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, that struck a chord with you. yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
so cool.
thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Great
And just-
question.
What is that insignia there? I should know, I
Superman
guess.
insignia.
It's the-
It is Superman.
I
Is it?
dressed up as the black suit Superman from the Snyder Cut of Justice League.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Look like my 5th grade Dominican nun
You're right
teacher
there.
in
Sister Roberta?
Sister Roberta in a hero costume.
Oh, I see.
And just,
Do you have another question?
this is just something I wanted to say. Lauren, huge fan of Dick Grayson.
Thank you so
He's
much.
such a fun character in my eyes. And Diane, my sister, absolutely loves Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
One of her favorite villains. She definitely gets a kick out of it. And your performance was a big part of that.
Oh,
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Thank
That's
you.
great. Lauren, one of my favorites that you did was, and I don't remember the title of it, but it was Nightwing and Catwoman together.
Oh, yeah. Scratch my back.
Scratch my back. Thank you, Batman.
Yes.
Of course, very good. Excellent.
Hey,
no, it was great.
That's a good answer for the guy who asked the question about the villains. I would like to do a Nightwing and Catwoman thing. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. She really was kind of toying with Dick as he gets older and in that seductive way that
Yes.
Selena Kyle operates and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. Truly, man, all three of you, I think, exceeded expectations of what we got in the comics because you really did inject great personality in your performances and stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you so
So
much.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Want to check the time? gosh, it is almost time to wrap up. We, unfortunately, in between panels, they want us to kind of, cleanse. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea.
They spray a lot.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of Febreze everywhere, absolutely. But again, all three of you, and Batman as well, thank you very much for
Thank you all.
what you guys did, really, for the Batman mythos in your performances.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Continued success with your careers. And thank you, everybody, for joining us
John,
today.
thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
This is John Glover, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Lionel Luther recommends it. Have some fun. Follow your fandom.